Okay, here we go. Ladies and welcome. This is Raw, week 16. We're head over heels off of the first hour episode of NXT as we did highlights because just so it can make my life easier and make me easily just produce these Raw, ECW, and SmackDown episodes more quicker because I want to do this more quicker. Anyway, of course, main event, AJ Styles non-title open challenge once again. He's been doing this since week 13, and he's only lost once, and that was back in week 14, and that was to the first ever WWE Champion of Universe Mode, CM Punk. So Punk, the only one to actually defeat Styles in this non-title open challenge thing that Styles has been doing for the past couple of weeks. Ken Shamrock answered in week 13. Shamrock, well, he lost. Punk won in week 14, and Ricochet, your X Division champion, lost in week 15 last week. And so, ladies and gentlemen, we shall see what happens. Who shall answer Styles in this open challenge here tonight in week 16? Of course, Styles using this to see who his next pay-per-view opponent could be for whoever actually defeats him in the non-title challenge. So far, it's only been CM Punk. And so, Punk, the only actual contender so far. But of course, don't forget about the King of the Ring tournament that we shall have in the next couple of days, I guess. Because, wait, I need to check back what week we're having it. I think it's going to be week 17 perhaps, so perhaps next week, essentially. Yeah, it's going to be after week 16, so night 1 of King Ring tournament starts in week 16, so yeah. Alright, whatever. So as soon as we do everything else, including this Raw, ECW, SmackDown, Superstars, we are going to start doing main event. We're going to do highlights of that because I just want to do more shows because I got no life. NXT, of course, we're doing highlights of NXT. We're doing highlights of main event, and we're going to do highlights of Superstars to make my life easier of not doing voiceovers and of this thing to keep crashing every time when I get to like 20 minutes of doing a voiceover. This is already my second attempt at actually trying to do a voiceover for this, so I'm trying to keep my cool. Anyway, of course, Marty Scurll, Manic, these two kick things off here tonight on Raw. X Division Championship, not X Division Championship, but X Division action to kick things off here tonight. Of course, Marty Scurll debuted last week here in the Raw roster. Of course, in the triple threat, where it was originally supposed to be Cody Rhodes versus Apollo Crews versus Manic in the number 1 contenders matchup for the X Division Championship that Ricochet does currently hold. And ladies and gentlemen, while Manic was about to make his entrance, our cameras panned backstage as Marty Scurll did attack Manic backstage, and then Scurll took the place of Manic while Manic was laid out unconscious and able to compete. So therefore, Marty Scurll was actually in the matchup. And the worst thing about it was that Scurll actually won the matchup. And so therefore Marty Scurll is number 1 contender for the X Division Championship, and he shall face off against Ricochet whenever the time shall come here in Universe Mode, specifically on Raw. So Mac trying to get back at Marty Scurll, trying to get some retribution here tonight. Scurll slowly waits for Manic to get back in the reverse Dragon Poison Rod, and there's many names for that. Anyway, and a simple 2 count man kick now. That one, bridges suplex by Scurll. 1. Nice bridge. And now Manic Fishman suplex with a bridge. 1. Only a 1 count as well. Scurll trying to do something. Once again, has him backslide this time. 1. Both of these men, multiple pinning combinations by both Marty Scurll and Manic, and it's working out wonders for them. And now German suplex with a bridge. 1, 2. Only a 2 count. Manic, Victor Roll, never mind, gets countered by the villain Marty Scurll. Nails the dropkick though. Off the ropes, perhaps. No, trying to do the victory roll again. Not fully necessarily working out here. And Scurll just slamming Manic down into the mat. Power slam. And now Scurll on top of the rope, nails the elbow drop. Marty Scurll, the villain. You can only have him here on the Raw roster. Reverse Hurricane once again to Manic. Amazing maneuver to see. Definitely does bring a whole lot of hurt to the person that is on the receiving end of that victory roll, but countered into a victory roll of his own by Marty Scurll. Manic just trying to do the victory roll here on Marty Scurll after he finishes running to him or Irish whipping him. Manic struggling to do that. Finally is able to do it. Commentator's curse. 1, 2, and only a 2 count. Scurll kicks out. The villain is alive and well here on Raw. And now Marty Scurll trying to do something here. Striking back. Multiple strikes by both these men. And now Fishman suplex over bridge. Once again, 1, 2. Only a 2 count for Manic. He is struggling to put away the villain Marty Scrull. Here to kick things off on Raw. Scrull perhaps really enjoying this because he realizes that he does have an upper hand here. He's kicking out of multiple maneuvers and now suplex to Manic. Scrull, just a couple of stomps, try to wear him down. Figure 4, leg lock applied to Manic, trying to wear down the high fly, but Manic able to counter with the catapult. Manic had that one perhaps a little scattered. Manic now on the outside, trying to get some, perhaps some fresh air, I guess. Trying to get some oxygen back in the tank, but that reverse Hurricane not gonna help anything out. 1, 2, and only a 2 count once again for Marty Scrull. Doing that reverse Hurricane not helping him out and trying to win this matchup. Well, it is somewhat, and now has him suplex. The villain slowly waits for Manic to get back up, trying to do something here. Off the ropes goes Manic. Never mind. Scrull trying to grab him, slip road. And now Scrull has him set up here. Double underhook suplex. Into a pin. 1, 2, and 3. The villain Marty Scrull walks out here tonight, the winner of this matchup. And, well, Manic's hopes for revenge here tonight not being fulfilled. Marty Scrull gets the last laugh here tonight. I remember, he's still number 1 contender for the X Division Championship. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, the King of the Ring tournament, we get one step closer to it. And as we now introduce superstars once again, from left to right, Randy Orton, Sami Zayn, Silas Young, The Miz representing Raw. ECW have Chris Jericho, Raven, Finn Balor, and Baron Corbin. And SmackDown's representation, Kazuchika Okada, Samoa Joe, Cesaro, and Eddie Guerrero. Those are 12 superstars in the King of the Ring tournament. And ladies and gentlemen, your 4 to represent Raw, Randy Orton, Sami Zayn, Silas Young, and The Miz, as we shall have 2 of those 4 be in the matchup after this women's showcase. As we got Chyna taking on Trish Stratus in this matchup, and next up, we shall have Silas Young going 1-1 against The Miz. So that shall be interesting in its own right as well. As this is Raw Week 16. Next episode of Universe Mode shall be ECW Week 16, and we shall see what ECW can do to set up for King of the Ring as well, as we're going to do King of the Ring after Week 16. So, yeah. Because I want to quickly get over, and we can't even acknowledge it as a pay-per-view, to be fair. We don't have to. I don't have to acknowledge it as a pay-per-view because it's just going to be like an event. Like the Life Demonstration thing was supposed to be an event, but until I realized that it had time matches, so therefore it's a pay-per-view, to be fair. Anyway, moving on from that. Chyna and Trish Stratus, 2 of the 6 women here on Raw. Chyna and Trish included, along with Nikki Bella, Bayley, Osman Kong, and Becky Lynch, all represent the Raw Women's Division here in the Raw roster. ECW, of course, have 6 other women as well. SmackDown, they have 7. And now Chyna just manhandling Trish, striking her down onto the mat. And now, Trish busts open Chyna. And now Trish Stratus, upper hand here, going off the ropes, nails a spinning heel kick to Chyna. Trish trying to gain an upper hand here, small package. But Chyna easily escapes that one, nails her down into the mat with a Larry now clothesline. And now Trish on top of the rope here, and there she goes. Chyna clotheslines her off at the top of the rope. And now Chyna a couple of strikes as well to just send the message a little bit more clear. Chyna has her power bomb through the announcer's table. And Trish on the verge of getting counted out here. She could perhaps get counted out. She's on count 4. Starting to crawl here. Starting to crawl on count of 5 now. Chyna wants to perhaps get a count out victory, but never mind, because Trish, her count shall restart. Apparently she got rope break. Not rope break, but apparently she broke the count in time. I don't know how, but okay. And another power bomb delivered for Trish Stratus' troubles. As Chyna just admiring her work here, sending Trish through the table. Not once, but twice there. And I was about to say a third time there, but no. Trish countered with the low dress press, and well, she's just going to get sent right on top there of table once again. And so, also, ladies and gentlemen, Raw is the only division Raw is the only brand here in New Small to not have a women's champion on their brand yet. SmackDown do, along with ECW. Raw not yet, but their women's division showcase back in week 14. Becky Lynch won the Battle Royal between the whole Raw women's division, well, the whole Raw women's roster. So at this point, she's probably the closest to being Raw women's champion. And now Trish Stratus off the low thrust press. Chyna falls on the chair. She's dazed, and Trish picks up a very surprising victory. Chyna perhaps won the countout win, but Trish gets it, and Trish gets a victory over Chyna here tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, I believe we're mostly all in shock. Trish Stratus walks out here tonight victorious. And ladies and gentlemen, the new Intercontinental Champion, Chris Sabin, we shall finally see him back here on Raw, and that shall happen next week in Raw Week 17. Of course, Chris Sabin won in the monthly live event. He won in last month's live event against his fellow tag team partner, Alex Shelley, and he defeated him for the Intercontinental Championship. And so, since Shelley lost, Alex Shelley does have his rematch clause, and so that shall definitely be a good matchup. And so that rematch clause matchup, so the rematch between Sabin and Shelley, the rematch between tag team partners, that match shall happen again sooner or later. And it's a good thing, because in the live event a couple of weeks ago, for the February edition of the live events, the Sabin and Shelley matchup was a match of the year candidate. So that is definitely special in itself. I see that Miz trying to take down Silas Young for a quick second, but Young able to counter. Of course, two of these these two men represent 4 in the King of the Ring tournament for Raw's side of things. Imagine if Miz is to win this matchup, imagine if Miz is to win the tournament or Silas Young. Then we could either have Silas Young versus Styles for a championship, or Miz versus Styles for a championship. Of course, dependent, because the only one to actually defeat AJ Styles in these non-title open challenges has only been CM Punk so far. And so Punk, he has a style match against Styles, but this time actually for a championship. But we shall see whenever that shall happen. Of course, last week I believe CM Punk, he did defeat Silas Young in a one-on-one contest. Young wasn't too fonded of that, but Punk, needless to say, he did win. He's not going to be showcased here tonight. Perhaps next week, I don't know. We just don't have him booked for this episode of Raw. Now Miss taunting Young, schoolboy roll-up. Perhaps what he wanted, just baiting Silas Young into the ring. And so Young fell for it. Miss with the schoolboy roll-up, trying to get an easy victory right there moments ago. Wasn't able to. And now has Young, never mind, Young with the discus forearm, and misses the second one, misses the spin punch, brings Miz off the top rope, and now Silas Young with the crossbody into the pin. 1, 2, oh, well, never mind, only 1 count. Silas Young almost getting a victory over The Miz here. Nice suplex by the A-lister, The Miz. And now Miz has him DDT, nicely done, onto Silas Young. And Young not looking so good as he gets catapulted for his troubles. Miz with the upper hand in this matchup. Well, never mind. Commentator's curse as Silas Young, couple of strikes now. Trying to gain an upper hand here, unlike what The Miz has been doing with The Miz. He has got an upper hand. Silas Young is not. And now, Young on top. The rope nails a splash onto the outside, onto The Miz. Young now at the announce table. Trying to think of something. Goes for a clothesline, and he sets himself through it because the CPU is an idiot. Although I'm playing the matchup, but I don't know. The detection was idiotic there. And now Young sending Miz back onto the ring apron. And now Miz trying to take his slow pace here. Trying to wear down the pace of this matchup against Young. Schoolboy roll up now. Never mind. The pace just sped up a little bit. And a 2 count. Very close 2 count indeed as well. Suplex nice done by The Miz. The Highwood A-lister now has him. And the figure 4 leg lock. Ric Flair watching on. Perhaps either nodding his head in approval or just shaking his head in disapproval, one or the other. But now Silas Young, well, he did have it counted for a couple of seconds there. Miz has it back against the rope break, sadly. And now Miz takes him down, drills Silas Young down into the mat. And now Miz go by rope, trying to get another easy victory here. 1, 2, Now do it. And now has him skull crush finale to Young. Young immediately gets back up, using the ropes to his advantage for leverage. And now Miz sends Young down into the mat with a second skull crush finale. And the second time is a charm for Miz. And Miz walks out here tonight of Raw Week 16, the winner of this matchup. And now he has more momentum into the King of the Ring tournament. Then Silas Young. But we shall see what happens at the King of the Ring tournament. And now, ladies and gentlemen, Shinsuke Nakamura. He shall call out the man who attacked him back in Week 14, Magnus. And of course, they should remember, back in Week 12 in the Sealed Fate pay-per-view, Magnus had an open challenge. Nakamura accepted it, and Nakamura won in the random match type that was spun by the wheel. And Nakamura later gets attacked in Week 14 due to Magnus not being all happy about the outcome. And so Nakamura saying of how he's going to kick Magnus' teeth down his throat. Well, not kick, but knee his teeth down his throat. And it could perhaps happen at SummerSlam right now or next week. But we do know this match is supposed to happen at a scheduled date. Nakamura saying Magnus has his tail tucked between his legs. That could be one. We haven't seen Magnus ever since the attack. And the crowd definitely behind Shinsuke. Moving on to your next contest. As we do have now a bit of a preview of the Raw Tag Team title matchup once again, as the Hardy Boys, of course, are your Raw Tag Team Champions. And Undertaker and Kane, they've been number one contenders for a while now, but we're still going to just keep milking these one-on-one matches. And now it's Undertaker representing the Brothers of Destruction this time around. And tonight he takes on Matt Hardy, as in the past couple of weeks it's been Kane versus Matt, and then it's been Kane versus Jeff. Now it's Taker's turn. Undertaker, he shall take on Matt Hardy, and next week Taker shall also take on Jeff Hardy. Same thing as where Kane did for the past couple of 2 weeks. Taker snapmare bringing down Matt. And Kane, he did pick up a victory over Matt Hardy. I can't really remember if he picked up a victory over Jeff Hardy as well. But I know Kane did defeat Matt. Taker, we shall see if he could also defeat Matt and match up with his brother Kane or not. And we shall see if Matt could actually defeat Taker here, which would be a little bit more of a big upset. But we shall see what happens. Matt with the dropkick. Of course, the Hardy Boys, they outmatch Taker and Kane in athletic ability. And I see that shows. But, okay, Taker just, that was weird. Some way, somehow, that was a move, and it actually almost got Taker to victory. That's a little bit weird. Bye-bye suplex counter, and Taker by stamp down. Taker has him already tombstone. Jumps in midair, but now again, another tombstone. Off the ropes, and Matt Hardy crawling after two tombstones off the ropes. And that Taker also jumped in midair to hit as well. Matt Hardy definitely has concussion, or those tombstones just perhaps knocked him silly, and he's still able to kick out whatever move Taker could do at this point. Matt now, upper hand here, nails the drop kick, waiting for Taker back up, nails the spin heel kick, another drop kick for Undertaker's troubles, another one, and then multiple drop kicks, multiple kicking variations, and there goes Taker finally. And now Matt leg drop or the Swanton Bomb, tribute to his brother Jeff. Surprisingly enough, not doing the leg drop, not doing his typical Matt Hardy leg drop. And now Matt sends Taker back into the ring, well, at least the ring apron. Now Taker back inside the ring, gets delivered a neck breaker and bye-bye suplex. Nice few bit of combinations by one half of the Raw Tag Team Champions, Matt Hardy. And now Matt on top of the rope, nails the spin heel kick to Taker. Thought Taker was going to catch him there, wasn't able to. And another Hardy Boy Swanton tribute to Jeff Hardy once again here. Matt Hardy on a roll here, but no, as it turns around to a big boot from the dead man, the Undertaker. Now Taker off the ropes goes Matt, brings him down to the mat, does Undertaker. Taker now has the upper hand in this matchup. No longer does Matt Hardy have the upper hand in this matchup, as this match has now shifted sides a couple of times. Taker drilling Matt down once again. Now Undertaker has him up, suplex the elevation, the height Taker took Matt. Taker, I guess you could say he's somewhat of a tall guy. And so the elevation that Matt felt wasn't definitely all that pleasant. Taker on there, 2 count off the double X off top rope. Nails the choke slam. Kane did chokeslam, I believe. Kane did 3 chokeslams in a row to defeat Matt Hardy, the third one being in the center of the ring, and that's how Kane defeated Matt Hardy a couple of weeks back. Taker not able to defeat Matt with 1 chokeslam, perhaps should have done the same thing his brother Kane did, done 3 in a row, and the third one being in the middle of the ring. Now let's say Taker takes down with the neckbreaker, reverse neckbreaker. Taker on top of the rope, leg drop right to Matt. Matt just came back up again. He got knocked silly by those tombstones most likely, because he's getting up out of every move that Taker is delivering to him. So he must have most likely got knocked silly at this point. Now Matt fighting back though. He's struggling to get up. He's struggling to actually properly get up, but has a whole lot of fighting spirit. As now Matt, couple of strikes though. Taker big boot for Matt Hardy's troubles. And now Matt Hardy, 1/2 of the Raw Tag Team Champions, not doing so well in this matchup. Big boot once again. Matt gets sent flying. Taker off the ropes goes Matt, and just a simple kick this time instead of a big boot. Matt trying to fight back, but he's going to get punched in the face for his troubles. Reverse neckbreaker by Taker. Has him, and choke slam right to Matt Hardy. Taker's calling for the end here. Has him up, tombstone, power driver. Third time is the charm, right? Right. And the Undertaker walks out here tonight victorious. Matt Hardy loses to Kane, and now the Undertaker. We shall see how his brother Jeff does next week against the Dead Man, against the Phenom, against the Undertaker. Once we get the Raw 10-time matchup between Hardy Boys and the Brothers of Destruction, that shall be a good matchup. Anyway, now, ladies and gentlemen, as we go on to your Raw pre-show, the Heat report for the 2 matches we had, which included Roman Reigns versus Damon Sandow and Breezango, Tyrese, and Fandango, taking on Edge and Christian. And now, ladies and gentlemen, Gangrel and Vampiro, they're part of the Brood, and they are over on NXT. And Christian and Edge, they represent the Brood here on Raw, but now they should just easily be called Edge and Christian because they don't have Vampiro. They don't have Gangrel to boss them around, I guess, so that's that. Yeah, that explains everything, to be fair. And so we're just considering this matchup because I was too lazy to actually do this. And the winners ended up being Edge and Christian over Breezango. And then your main event of Heat. This was to hype up the crowd, but then again, it's not going to be nothing special because remember, it's a pre-show. Pre-shows aren't nothing special besides if it's a pay-per-view. And it really does depend, to be fair, what matches on the card. Yeah. Anyway, not to say, Reigns, Sandow, main event of Heat, and of course it was Roman Reigns who got the victory because it's Damon Sandow versus Roman Reigns. So yeah, that's not gonna work out well for Sandow. And ladies and gentlemen, next episode of Universe Mode, ECW Week 16, and this will be your main event as we shall and look forward to end off the rivalry between Rusev and Johnny Mundo. And what better way to end off a rivalry than a steel cage matchup? That's right, Johnny Mundo, Rusev, steel cage action. And it is going to be the main event of ECW Week 16 later on today or tomorrow because I got no life, so I could upload as many Universe Mode videos as I want to. Unless if I get lazy and I don't want to do none. Anyway, moving on from that. The AJ Styles non-title challenge. Who shall answer Styles' challenge here tonight? As of course we keep changing Punk's and Styles' attire because they're always so colorful, so it's awesome. And ladies and gentlemen, it is... well, not even able to actually react in time. But ladies and gentlemen, that's Bobby Lashley. And saying how Styles was surprised to see him. I think we all are. Remember, like what Lashley is currently saying, he did lose his WWE Championship to AJ Styles back in Week 12 at the Sealed Fate pay-per-view. But Bobby Lashley does still have his rematch clause. And ladies and gentlemen, apparently, this matchup's happening now, apparently. And it's apparently now for the WWE Championship. And general manager Eric Bischoff has approved of it as well. So that makes everything else work out well for Lashley. And, well, I guess because this is not the AJ Styles non-title open challenge. This is now a WWE title matchup. Because Lashley, he's using his rematch clause. So if he is to win this matchup, he walks out here tonight, WWE champion. And he will become the first ever 2-time champion of Universe Mode, and the first ever 2-time WWE champion here in Universe Mode and on the Raw roster as well. If he is able to defeat AJ Styles here tonight for that title, He's able to miss Styles first time. Nelson the second time with the big bye-bye drop. And now low dress press. Lashley on a roll here to end off things here tonight on Raw. Styles catching a breather on the outside. You don't usually see Styles do this all that often. Back down from a fight. Trying to get a breather here, Lashley. Man possessed is Bobby Lashley. Oh, his revenge clause. Styles could lose the title here tonight, and he gets caught in midair as well. Of course, that takes amazing strength as Lashley just sent Styles through a table. Now, what's this? Has some power bomb F5 on the outside, and again, again, twice to the WWE Champion AJ Styles. Just sending him on top of the announce table, send him right to the ring post that time. And once again, Bobby Lashley could walk out here tonight a two-time WWE Champion. The first ever two-time WWE Champion of Universe Mode. And he could perhaps defend it against CM Punk. But remember, after this, if Lashley is to win this matchup, then Styles has his rematch clause. And now, if Lashley is to win this one here tonight, Styles has his rematch clause. And then once Styles does his rematch against Lashley, then that'll be the last ever matchup they do. Because we're not going to have 3 matches in a row for a world title. Or any title in general. And Styles, surprisingly enough, able to get the distance for the 450 splash. As I am struggling to speak because this code is just really bothering me. I really am struggling to speak. This code is horrible. But anyway, trying to move away from that. Lashley, just a simple kick, and Styles tries to take him down with the leaping DT. Lashley caught him into a back suplex. Now Bobby Lashley upper hand in this matchup. He's been having the upper hand since the whole beginning of this matchup. And so Lashley just absolutely demolished AJ Styles here tonight in the main event of Raw. Styles, a couple of strikes here trying to take down Lashley. He does. And now Styles just going to get taken down by the kick up by Bobby Lashley. AJ Styles is struggling in this matchup. Backbreaker for Styles' troubles. And now Lashley trying perhaps to against Styles this time counters with a gut wrench. Waiting for Lashley to get back up. Looking for something here. Perhaps a kicking variation of some sort. Never mind. Hurricanrana into a pin. Only a 1 count. Not able to get at least a 2 count there. Surprisingly enough. Not against Lashley. Scope of rope. Never mind. Lashley countering that midway. Escaping it. Bobby Lashley just going to get spin heel kicked for his own troubles. Didn't see that one coming perhaps. But Lashley still with the upper hand in this matchup. He's been taking the least amount of damage. Styles has been taking a whole lot of damage in this matchup. But now Styles trying to equal the amount of damage between him and Lashley by nailing a couple maneuvers to Bobby Lashley. Nails now with that Hurricanrana. Exactly what we were talking about. Only a 1 count though. Out ropes goes Lashley. Nice counter into it. Not counter, but nice maneuver with a snapmare. And now AJ with the 450 splash right to Bobby Lashley. Lashley off the rope spear into the pin. 1, 2, new champion. No. AJ Styles kicks out. Ladies and gentlemen, Raw action and the Raw main event rolls on here on Universe Mode. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. You all are watching the main event of Raw as we continue here tonight. Lashley just catches Styles once again. Well, ladies and gentlemen, commercial break. Styles able to gain back some sort of momentum against Bobby Lashley. But Lashley still, more or less, does still have the upper hand. But Styles trying to fight back. Or Styles clash on the outside. Speak of the devil. Exactly what Styles needs. Lashley holding on to his face. Again, well, his face did get squashed against that thin layer of padding on the outside. Trying to fight back against Styles. Here's Lashley. AJ Styles just pulls off the Styles clash out of nowhere on the outside. Lashley's back up though. And now Lashley off the ropes he goes. And Styles trying to think of something going on the outside. Perhaps trying to get a breather while he lets Lashley just hang there. And now Styles just going to get caught off the top rope. Lashley now with the upper hand after that knee drop. Brings Styles back into the ring. The phenomenal one. And your current WWE Champion AJ Styles is in now major trouble. As Lashley low dress press. Right right to AJ Styles. Lashley just staring at the crowd here. Styles, couple strikes here. Bobby Lashley struggling to counter back. But never mind. Okay, never mind. Styles able to win those exchange of strikes. And now Lashley gets X-Factored for his troubles, trying to do a bit of a body drop against Styles. Styles with a nice counter. Off the ropes goes AJ Styles, and Lashley throws him down into the mat with a lariat. But that is a clear rope break. And ladies and gentlemen, Raw action rolls on once again. And ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. You all are watching the main event of Raw Week 16. That is now a WWE title matchup as Bobby Lashley has cashed in his rematch clause. If he loses this matchup here tonight, he no longer has his rematch clause, and therefore he has to try and go back in contendership for the WWE Championship. If Lashley is to win, then he becomes the first ever two-time champion here in US mode, and first ever two-time WWE champion here in US mode on Raw. And therefore, if Lashley is to win, Styles will have his marriage clause, and then depending on the outcome, they'll no longer ever have a matchup again until a later period of time, because we're not going to have 3 matches in a row for a title. Anyway, both these men exchanging multiple strikes here. Styles and Lashley exchanging ground and pound mounted punches of strikes. Styles, well, Lashley had enough of that. Bobby Lashley busted open after that. And now, that double underhook powerbomb. That could have done the trick if Styles perhaps went for the pin, but Lashley's right up, so I guess it wouldn't even matter. Anyway, Lashley misses the spear. Lashley missed the spear. Crucial point of matchup now. Styles just simply kicks him, and now has him that double underhook seated powerbomb once again, only a 1 count though. And now Lashley waiting for him. Spear this time. Yes! It connects. 1, 2, new champion. No! Styles kicks out, but he turns around into a chokeslam immediately. Lashley was sitting and waiting for another chokeslam by Bobby Lashley. Has him up. Oh my god! It's like a fall away Samoan drop. Does it again? Does Bobby Lashley? That's just Lashley just manhandling him, trying to do it a third time perhaps. Styles saw that one coming. At this point, it doesn't. Lashley. So far, that could be his bread and butter. Styles counters with a gut wrench. Lashley went for it again at that time. Again. And now, Lashley has him up again. Third time. A 4th Samoan fall away. Whatever that is. I don't know what it is, but it looks cool. And now Lashley backbreaker to the phenomenal one. Your WWE Champion AJ Styles. And now, after the backbreaker, a bear hug. Turned in the back now is Lashley with those two consecutive moves, and a suplex once again, perhaps turned in the back. Those 3 moves revolve around hidden areas of the back and working on them, wrenching them. And now Styles spinning heel kick to Bobby Lashley. I gotta say, during commercial break, Styles was trying to do a comeback. He did a pretty decent job, and now at this point, this is where he's at, to the point where he's almost at the range of winning this matchup now, unlike the beginning and middle of the matchup, where it was mostly, for the most part, it was Bobby Lashley. But now Styles, upper hand here, spin heel kick. Trying to do something else besides stab. Lashley, he's knocked out. Wearing down the legs of Bobby Lashley for a short period of time. Lashley counters with the reverse Russian leg sweep. And now Bobby just low thrust press into a crossface to AJ Styles, wearing down the WWE Champion. Now AJ off the ropes. Going off the ropes again for more momentum, and perhaps went for spin heel kick. Wasn't able to stop dead in his tracks. Lashley wasn't in proper position, I guess. At least I would guess. Or Styles did mess up. As see right there, shoulder breaker. Bye Lashley. Now Lashley off the ropes here. Nails the shoulder block to the phenomenal one AJ Styles. Styles nails the snapmare after the Irish whip to Bobby Lashley. Up high. Here we go. 450 splash. Styles go for it again. A second 450 splash. And don't tell me a third. Yep, a third 450 splash in a row. Connects. Styles not going for the pin yet. As he waits for Lashley. He's done waiting. Never mind. Off the ropes goes Bobby. Nails the snapmare. And now Styles has him that double underhook. Seated powerbomb 1, 2. Only a 2 count for Styles. And now Styles has him He did Styles Clash on the outside, and this time, a Styles Clash in the middle of the ring. Well, he's close to the middle of the ring. Picks up Lashley, off ropes with Lashley, and a third Styles Clash. A second one in a row, a third one in total, and that's it. AJ Styles wins this matchup. Styles is still WWE Champion. Bobby Lashley has lost his marriage clause. So therefore, Lashley can no longer challenge Styles for the WWE Championship. He's going to have to climb back up the power rankings. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for watching this episode of Viewers Mode. This was Raw Week 16. We shall move on to ECW Week 16 in perhaps the next couple of hours. I don't know, because I have no life. And because today is Saturday, so that gives me a reason to not have a life. Or perhaps tomorrow if I get too lazy. I don't know. Now, let's say thank you all for watching, and goodbye.